President Bush is in the air after having been forced to take flight by the Secret Service, circling the skies in Air Force One with no particular destination. To make matters worse, he is having communication difficulties with the White House.
When the president told us that the communication system on Air Force One didn't work, basically that he lost touch for a while. I mean, to think of whatever national emergency can occur and the presidential aircraft loses communication, I mean, that's scary to me.
Effectively, the country was decapitated.
Management, capability, and above all,
day-long odyssey across the middle of the country as the president tries to get back to Washington, but is advised it's not safe yet, Mr. President. You need to stay somewhere else.
FLA, this is Air Force One departing Sarasota, Florida.
We need to keep you in a place of maximum security. Air Force One provides that security. And until we're sure about what this is and what the bottom of all this is, don't come back.
By my watch, which isn't exactly everybody else, it was 9:07 when Andy Carter leaned over and whispered in the president's ear.
This is Ann Compton with a pool report. I am with the president in Louisiana.
He took the press pool that day, a very small traveling set of reporters who were always with the president.
Touchdown?
We were not told where we would land until the time came. We do not know when, where, or how he is going to leave.
That pool went with the president on Air Force One. He flew to Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana.
The president has delivered to camera a statement that says that freedom has been attacked, but freedom will be defended.
Make no mistake, the United States will hunt down and punish those responsible for these cowardly acts.
Another target on that morning was Air Force One. Although it is never discussed, the perpetrators of the attack somehow got top-secret codes that morning.
The excuse was that, quote, we do not discuss, we do not discuss intelligence information.
Are we talking about something totally different?
You're asking me, in essence, what the source of information is. And I think
On September 20th, 2001, WorldNet Daily would report much more regarding the threat. The terrorist message threatening Air Force One was transmitted in that day's top-secret White House code words. As the clock ticked away, the Secret Service reached a frightening conclusion. The terrorists had obtained the White House code and a whole set of top-secret signals. This made it possible for a hostile force to pinpoint the exact position of Air Force One, its destination, and its classified procedures. In fact, the hijackers were picking up and deciphering the presidential plane's incoming and outgoing transmissions.
I've been in regular contact with the Vice President, Secretary of Defense, the National Security Team, and my cabinet.
And then quickly back on the plane. And then they flew to Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska because it was a Strategic Air Command center there, an underground bunker.
The president just now coming down the steps of Air Force One, a Secret Service agent following him very closely behind. He salutes to the Air Force officers and gets into a black sedan. We are pulling through the base now. There are armed riflemen blocking some of the roadways, one of them in a kneeling position. There has been protection like this everywhere we've gone since we left Florida this morning.
There is just a little brick building with a door. And the building is basically not much bigger than the door itself. And opens the door and they all go down these stairs, just right down. Because they're going to this underground, fortified, concrete reinforced war command center. Created for the nightmare of a nuclear attack.
We're told that Air Force One is expected to land in about 15 minutes. We're also told it's being flanked by 3 U.S. Air Force fighter jets.
Occasionally on an international trip or because of weather, you'll look out the window and you'll see a fighter jet go by. A very rare occasion. And when they brought the plane back this time, he was escorted, as you see in the movies. One of those moments where there are jets on the wings.
President Bush just landing only a few minutes ago at Andrews Air Force Base, returning to the White House, getting ready to address the nation around 9 p.m. Eastern tonight. Marine One is the helicopter that has the president on board and lands on the south lawn of the White House, which is the routine procedure when the president returns to the White House from Andrews Air Force Base.